Folks, this is the black Creep N Crawl product. We just want to show you how it goes on. We use the wet film gauge to determine exactly what 2 to 3 mils is. This product goes a long way. You only need 2 or 3 mils thickness. And we're going to show you one more time how fast it sprays. As I mentioned, this goes a long way. You don't need to put a heavy coverage on. Only 2 to 3 mils. Whatever you put on wet, that's what you're going to end up with dry. Okay folks, we're at the 72-hour mark. This Creep N Crawl was applied Friday, 9/27 at 3 p.m. It's now 9:30, September 30th at 3 p.m. So we're at the 72-hour mark. Let's check and see how we're doing. I don't believe it's going to be dry to the touch yet, but let's see how it's curing. Maybe it is dry to the touch. Hold on. It's definitely tacked up. Maybe it is dry to the touch. Well, it is dry to the touch. It's curing at a faster rate than expected, especially with all this moisture. It's been out, like I said, in the rain for 3 days. I will check it again tomorrow. I mean, if I push it on it, it's not fully cured, but it's going to keep curing. But it's definitely dry to the touch. We will check this again tomorrow in another 24 hours and see how it's doing. Hi folks, this is day 6 of the Woolwax Creep N Crawl full body undercarriage wax and cavity wax. And day 6, it is pretty much dry to the touch. This has a slow drying time and curing time. I'll explain why in a minute, but it's dry to the touch now and it's fine. This product, the reason we leave such a long drying time in it is because we want it to cure naturally, okay? But after, if you look at the video earlier, I think on the 3rd day it was pretty much dry to the touch. Now it's fully dry to the touch. It'll continue to cure for another couple days. The reason for that is it's solvent free. We don't put any solvents in it, and we don't put much of a drying package in it. This particular formula is what they call 100% solids, which means every raw material in this formula is a corrosion inhibitor. There are no solvents, no fillers of any kind, whether it be water or anything else. And the reason we do that is we find that on a soft, semi-firm wax coating like this, we want the corrosion inhibitors to dry naturally. When you force those corrosion inhibitors to dry by putting a solvent in it or anything else, there's drying packages out there, but when you force corrosion inhibitors to dry, they tend to lift on all the corners of the metal. Wherever there's a seam or a sharp angle or a corner, they tend to not bond well at all because you've forced it to dry, and you'll see lifting and peeling. There are some of our competitors out there with soft semi-firm coatings like this, and one of the complaints you'll hear is it lifted on the corners, it lifted on the seams, and that's because they forced it to dry. Yeah, there's a downside to having a slow curing time like this. You can't coat it and then go out in a heavy rain or slush or snowstorm, but you can take it home and you can drive it normally. This particular barrel we did it 6 days ago, and 3 or 4 days it rained just terribly at night. Didn't affect the coating one bit, so you don't have to baby it that much. This is day 6. It's pretty much dry to the touch. By 10, 11 days, it'll be a full, flexible wax coating. Very, very pliable. It's not going to get hard. It'll be flexible, and this wax is the real deal. This will provide protection indefinitely. By indefinitely, we mean 5 to 10 years. You put on a light coating, 2 to 3 mils. There's absolutely no loss because there's no fillers in it. So you put down 2 to 3 mils wet, you're going to end up with 2 to 3 mils dry. Everything you put down, you'll use, because as I mentioned earlier, there's no fillers in this, nothing to evaporate. In any case, the other advantage of it being such a slow curing process is if you're using it as a cavity wax, during that curing process, it'll creep and migrate into every accessible pinch weld and nook and cranny and seam there is. It's an awesome product both as a cavity wax and as a full body undercarriage coating. So if you have any questions, give us a buzz. 1-888-341-4600, 888-341-4600. Woolwax Creep and Crawl, full body undercoating and cavity wax. Thank you for watching this video.